Hey Food Allergy Mama, it's a summer Saturday and the family is heading to a splash park picnic with some friends. Sunscreen? Check. Towels? Check. Cooler full of snacks? Double check. They even remembered the epinephrine. Amazing. So they get to the park, unload everything, and start setting up. The kids run off, squealing into the water, and the grown-ups get busy laying out the blankets and trying to find even a bit of shade. A few hours go by, and everyone's hot and happy, and it's time for lunch. That's when Mom realizes, the epinephrine is still in the glove compartment. She runs to grab it, and the second she opens the car door, it's like a wall of heat hits her. It's got to be 100 degrees in there, maybe more. She pulls the pin out, and it's warm to the touch. She panics for a second. Is it ruined? Is it still okay to use? Should they leave? Should they eat? And of course, the guilt creeps in. How did I forget this? I know better. But here's the thing. It happens, even to the most seasoned allergy parents. In this episode, we're going to talk about why temperature matters when it comes to epinephrine injectors and how to avoid this moment altogether without needing to be perfect. We'll even talk about some of the best cases out there. So let's get to it. Hey Food Allergy Mama. If you're here, you've likely experienced the scary and lonely food allergy diagnosis with your child. Unfortunately, food allergy parents aren't taught how to navigate the food allergy lifestyle, and it's easy to feel alone and discouraged sometimes. But I'm here to show you that food allergy life doesn't have to feel restrictive, scary, or isolated. I'm Karina, and I'm a 17-year food allergy mom and food allergy coach at Friendly Pantry Consulting. I specialize in making food allergy life safer and less worrisome for food allergy families like yours. I'm not perfect, but over 17 years, I've learned a lot the hard way, and I'm sharing the secrets and resources you won't hear anywhere else that will help you feel confident living with food allergies faster and easier than I did. From introducing allergens, travel, navigating school, and educating friends and family, this podcast will give you the essential tips and strategies you need to help your food allergy child and family thrive. Welcome to the show. Have you heard? I've become a food allergy travel advisor. Because of this, I can help take the burden of planning a trip off your plate so you can focus on making memories with your family. Just email me at karina.meckelborg@fora.travel and we can chat about your dream vacation. You can also sign up for my Food Allergy Travel Secrets email list, which is where I share our family's travel secrets that we've learned after 18 years of traveling with multiple food allergies. Go to www.friendlypantry.com/travel secrets and sign up today. Okay, so maybe you're saying, Karina, why is it even important to keep your epinephrine injectors at the right temperature? Can't I just bring it with me? Do I really have to worry about temperature? Well, to put it simply, epinephrine is sensitive to extreme heat and cold, but heat obviously is the bigger issue in summer. And heat can cause the epinephrine to break down, which makes it less effective. So you want to keep your epinephrine injectors between 68 and 77 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 20 to 25 degrees Celsius. And some of them allow short excursions between 59 degrees Fahrenheit and 86 Fahrenheit, or between 15 and 30 degrees Celsius. So consider using a medication cooler pouch like Frio or Allermate's insulated cases. Both of these are great ways to keep your epinephrine injectors cool, and they have sizes that fit both Allerject and EpiPen. So there is a couple of considerations and some surprising facts to think about though when you're choosing which is best for your family. So let's start with a few thoughts about when to use each type of case. So let's look at the Frio case in specific. So this cooler pouch actually started as a cooler for insulin users, and how it works is it works with evaporation. So the pouch is filled with these tiny dry beads that expand when you soak it in water. And once the beads are soaked for, I think about 15 minutes, they're ready to do their job because they get really big and swollen with water. And so you just put the epinephrine injectors into the case And what happens is that water in the beads will evaporate, and this will cause a cooling effect to the item that's inside the pouch. So here's a few things to remember when you're thinking about this type of pouch. You want to get one that's actually bigger than you think. And I made this mistake. I thought I was getting one that would fit 2 EpiPens in it, but because it swells up, it takes a whole bunch of extra room, and that means that it only actually fit 1 EpiPen instead of 2. So you're going to need kind of double the size. So do your measurements carefully and then consider that the beads will expand to about double before you order. The next thing you need to consider is that in order for the water to evaporate, you need to allow air to circulate around the pouch for that to happen. So don't keep it packed in tight with a bunch of other items. Remember to kind of keep it loose so that it can have that air circulating around it. Then the next thing, and this is something that surprised me because I didn't actually think about this until I was doing this podcast. So evaporation cannot occur when humidity is too high. So this kind of pouch is going to work best when humidity is less than 50%. Now where we are, we have really dry heat, so it's not really an issue. But if you are in a very humid place or you're going to a humid place, you really want to think about this, and you may want to actually use the cooler pack instead of this evaporation type of cooler. Okay, so let's move on and talk about these insulated cooler bags. And you can get these in, a few different sizes, but ones that fit each the EpiPen and the AviQ. And they have room in them to have one of those like little cooler packs that you keep cold and you just add it in. But you want to remember a couple things when you're using these as well. And the first one is that the ice packs should not actually touch the epinephrine injectors, because you don't want that epinephrine to freeze or go below the required temperature, which is actually quite high if you think about it. So the ideal temperature is room temperature. So think about that and make sure that the ice pack is not too close, that it's keeping it lower than that. So when possible, keep your carrying case out of the sun and in the shade, because if you're having it in that direct sunlight, that's going to heat it up quite a bit more. And if condensation occurs, it can cause your label on your EpiPen to come off. So you may want to keep either a small towel or a fabric around the ice to avoid this, if you don't have one of those cases that actually kind of keeps it separate automatically. But when we're doing this, I want to remind you that we all make mistakes. So if you accidentally leave your epinephrine in the heat, talk to your pharmacist to see if it should be replaced. Give them details about where it was, how hot it might have been, and for how long it might have been in the heat. And they can help you decide if you need to replace it or if it's still going to work. So now that we've talked about a couple of the different options for keeping your epinephrine cool, let's talk about a couple of real-life summer scenarios and how to handle your epinephrine in those cases. So number one, when you're traveling in the car, you never want to store it in the glove box or in that center console. It's just not going to be, it's going to be too hot. And instead, keep it with you. Keep it in your bag, keep it in your purse, and bring it inside whenever you stop. When you're having a beach or a pool day or a water park day, and I see a lot of people ask questions about water park days, but do not leave, again, the epinephrine in the direct sun or in a hot bag in the sand. Keep it under shade, in an insulated pouch or a Frio pack like we talked about, but make sure that the pack is not directly touching the pen once again. And it's not a best idea to keep it or lock it in a locker, because what's going to happen if you need it? You may not be able to open that locker. You may be nervous. It may be, where is the key gone? Like, you may be looking for things. So of course, if you balance this with whether you're okay leaving it in a case near your towels, because obviously if you carry it with you and you're going in the water, you don't want to get it wet. So you're going to have to consider all of these things. But we just usually hid our epinephrine under our towels with our other items, and they were okay. You're going to have to think about what works for you and go from there. But I don't think that lockers are a great idea just because of the fact that you have to get somewhere very fast and you have to open that locker, and who knows if that's going to be easy in an emergency. Okay, so how about amusement parks, zoos, or other outdoor events? I would say bring a small crossbody bag that you or your child can wear so that you have the epinephrine with you at all times. We've used those little fanny pack kind of things that have worked. And don't be tempted again to store it in a locker if you're at an amusement park, because it's really going to take too long to get back to that locker, get the epinephrine if you need it, and instead it should stay with you at all times. Okay, and what about summer camps or sleepovers? In this case, I would say teach your kids to carry their epinephrine and let staff know where it's going to be. Ask if they're going to be indoors in the air conditioning or out in the heat all day. And if they are outside, they may need to change that ice pack halfway through the day. So don't forget to give them a case and clear instructions about how to use it and what they need to do. Okay, so now you're probably wondering, how do I get a hold of one of these cases? Where do I find them? What are the names? I'm going to give you a list of names, and I will post the links in the show notes. And these are not sponsored, just helpful. And these are things that I know I've heard people use and like, and ones that we've also used. So starting off with Allermate's insulated pouch with temperature strips. The cool thing is that these have those little temperature strips, so it tells you where it's going to be as far as temperature wise, and you'll know if it's keeping it at the right temperature. The next one is the Frio cooling bags, and this works with evaporation. It's good for dry heat, as we mentioned, and you can find those on the Frio website as well as on Amazon. And there's med bag cases, and they have temperature strips as well. Another brand is called Prac Med, and it has a room for that ice pack in there as well as the epinephrine injectors. And try Amazon first, because many of these products are actually sold there and on their own website. But if you can't find something that works either on those websites or on Amazon, try Etsy, because some of them people are making these things. They're not brand names, but they're making them really well. So check to see if Etsy has something that might work for you. And if all else fails, search for insulin carriers, since they have more options and some are going to fit epinephrine as well. So you can just Google insulin carriers and that should help. Keeping epinephrine within the safe temperature range means it's more likely to work when you need it, so you're not overthinking it. This is important. What are your tips for keeping your epinephrine cool in the summer? Send me a message at Friendly Pantry on Instagram and let me know. If this episode helped you, please share it with a fellow food allergy parent or leave a 5-star review to help others find the show. Thanks for listening, and bye for now. Before you go, Mama, if you love this episode and want deeper support, head over to friendlypantry.com to see how we can partner together to keep your food allergy child safer and worry less. There's no need for wasting time searching all over Instagram, TikTok, and the web to get the practical knowledge you need for your family. While you're there, grab your free Food Allergy Kids Empowerment Guide or the newly diagnosed checklist today. Topics are not medical advice and are the opinions, views, and property of Friendly Pantry Consulting Incorporated. All rights reserved. Always contact your board-certified allergist immunologist for health advice.